SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Did you know Toyota of Brookhaven has sold more new vehicles the last 2 years than any other dealership in Southwest Mississippi? Come see why. Exit 40 Brookhaven or online at ToyotaBrookhaven.com. Great service, great savings. At Toyota of Brookhaven, we deliver.
You're listening to SportsTalk Mississippi On Demand, presented by Pearl River Resort. Escape to Choctaw, Mississippi and enjoy world-class gaming, the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, and Geyser Falls Water Park. Escape to Pearl River Resort.
Sports Talk Mississippi is on the air. Sports Talk Mississippi is powered by C Spire. Power your home or business with C Spire Fiber. To learn more, visit supertalk.fm/C Spire. C Spire Fiber powers Super Talk Mississippi. To the junction, in the Grove, and to the top. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. On your radio and in the game, right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Friday already. Just 2 more Saturdays without college football ahead of you. That's it, guys. 2 more. That's all.
That sounds delightful.
It's amazing, really. And we will talk about 2 teams on the countdown of 100 teams in 100 days. One of them will be team number 14, because math and whatnot.
Because we're not working tomorrow.
We are not working tomorrow. We've got a couple of players. I thought good interviews from Will Whitson and Therese Davis.
Will Whitson.
Those will be coming up here in a little bit as well. Ole Miss has sold the field for 3 years. We will tell you about that. There's an update on the not Mississippi State players that could be Mississippi State players, but they got to figure some stuff out. But there's an update there, so we'll tell you about that and more on this Friday. So glad that you are with us. I'm Michael Borky. He's Brian Haydad. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. My energy is low. I've had a low energy day. I got to get it. I got to get moving. I got to get going today. Haven't been feeling 100, but sleep deprivation will get to you, Haydad, and it's gotten to me. So I need to perk up a little bit here.
I wish we were a satellite radio station right this second, because I'd tell you what to do with your low energy self. I just tell you straight up, but instead you just have to imagine what I would say. I'll tell you where it's not low energy. That's at Pearl River Resort. And we're in the Pearl River Resort studio, which is a high-energy location in and of itself. But if you've got energy this weekend, maybe you should burn a little bit off at Geyser Falls with the family. It's a hot day out there. Get out there at the water park. Or if you want to sweat a little, go play a great round of golf at championship-level golf at Dancing Rabbit. Or just, do whatever it is you want to do, because you can do it all at Pearl River Resort. Pearl River Resort. C Spire text line open to you, 601-879-4395. With C Spire, it's easier than ever to get all the devices you want in one move with the Ultimate Connect bundle. Right now, new and current customers can get a free phone, watch, and tablet, plus 100 gigs of data for just $90. That includes the new iPhone 17 and Samsung Galaxy S26 for free, and a free smartwatch and tablet to go with it. So don't wait. There's more to see. Visit cspire.com or stop by your local C Spire store today. C Spire, inspired by you.
The legend Skip Burtman passed away today. I don't know if pioneer of college baseball is the right word, but it very well could be. 5-time national champion as the head coach at LSU. And from all of the tributes and everything that have come in, somebody that when other legends of the game encountered him were just taken by the way he conducted himself, the way his teams played, and more.
Yeah, pioneer's not the right word, but, he was the greatest college baseball coach of all time. I would give him that credit, because he won national titles at a time where college baseball was taken seriously at a national level and built the most dominant program. There's no getting around the fact that while he was at LSU, and even to this day, LSU is as bad. LSU did not have a great season last year, but they won 2 of the previous 3 national titles. LSU baseball is to baseball what Kentucky basketball is to basketball, and what maybe we could say Alabama is to football. I mean, it's just the program in the SEC that you expect to, year in, year out, to be a contender for the national title. It's a disappointing season when they don't go to Omaha, and Skip Bertman is the reason for that.
He was the coach at LSU from 1984 to 2001 and missed the College World Series, if I counted correctly, 7 times. Missed the College World Series.
Yeah.
Not went 7 times, missed it 7 times. And in one of those years where they couldn't get out of a regional, they still won the conference.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's difficult to put into words how dominant they were in the 90s. I mean, they just and feared. When you saw LSU on the schedule, you were like, oh, God, we'll be doing good to get one out of that group. You know, players that you absolutely did not want to see in the batter's box, in the on the pitching mound. So many legendary players of this conference. And just, you know, in an era that was called Gorilla Ball, they were the biggest gorillas in the jungle. They were the ones that put the ball out of the ballpark with such regularity. Just a dominant program and a coach that, you know, as well respected as anyone in the game of baseball. As you mentioned earlier, a lot of the legends of the game have been turning in their tributes. I saw a quote from Coach Ron Polk about, you know, probably his oldest and longest rival in college baseball. So yeah, tough to. And then let us not forget, in a world where former coaches become athletic directors and a lot of them aren't super successful, Skip Bertman hired coaches that won national titles for LSU when he was the athletic director.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just I don't know, you know, if you would say he's the face of LSU or he's the most, you know, I don't know the word for it because mainly because I'm not as immersed in the culture there as others might be. I'm sure at this moment over on ESPN 104.5 in Baton Rouge, Matt Moscona is probably giving a much more eloquent speech than I would. But for me, when you mention LSU, Skip Bertman is one of the first few guys you're going to think of.
This is Mark Etheridge. In an article mentioned as an AD, he hired 4 national championship winning head coaches, and all of them were in a different sport.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he hired 4 basketball coaches that won titles.
Right.
No,
yeah, it's not like a Kentucky guy who, you know, hired 4 basketball coaches. Yeah, he's hired all these different coaches. I mean, and he's just a huge part of the culture down there in Baton Rouge. A guy that, you know, every Tiger fan loved, and it's a big loss. I mean, this is you know, I was a kid when Bear Bryant died. Right? I don't think I was alive when Adolph Rupp died. But this is the big name for baseball, you know, in terms of national championships. And now he's gone. So yeah, that's a huge void in the sport that will be left by Skip Bertman.
And a sport that's just evolved so much. I mean, baseball has always mattered. I say always. I mean, I don't know the history of LSU, but it's mattered at LSU the whole time. Mississippi State the whole time. Ole Miss in the Bianco era. The sport, in terms of interest and attention and financial resources, is dramatically different now than it was when he took over at LSU. It's just exponential growth is the only way to describe it. And, I mean, we talk about profitability and things like that with baseball, that, why would you sink so much money into a non-revenue sport? It is currently a non-revenue sport. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it'll always remain that.
Well, it's a non-revenue sport at a lot of places. It's not at LSU.
Right.
And that's because of Skip Bertman and what he was able to do. And you know, when you win like that, yeah, people will pay and you can make money playing college baseball. LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, among others, have proven that.
Aaron says he's the one that hired Nick Saban and brought him into the SEC. Well, I mean, we're supposed to say nice things about him. I would like to keep it that way, okay? You know, bringing Nick Saban to the SEC is the worst thing that he did for the rest of us. But no, of course, I'm kidding. When that hire was made, I mean, it's a little before my time. Was that looked at right away as like, oh, elite hire, like
no,
Saban's going to go win?
Quite the opposite. He'd only had a couple of seasons at Michigan State, and we were like, this is the guy that LSU's bringing in. His first year, they lost to UAB, and I was just like, okay, LSU.
So he lost to UAB in his first year at LSU, and then ULM in his first year at Alabama?
That's
How about that?
They turned that around at LSU. They finished like 8-4 or 9-4, something like that. But, yeah, when Saban was hired, I remember there was a lot of like, who? They hired who? Who is Nick Saban? Because, you don't know college football as much as you do these days. The internet isn't as big a thing in 2000, I guess. But at the same time, yeah, I remember like vividly like denigrating the hire. Like, this is who LSU brings in to compete with in the SEC. This guy who's coached 3 years at Michigan State. Who is this guy? And I may have been off on that one. I may have. That might be one you want to put on the negative side for me.
He did not hire Nick Saban. He hired Miles, not Saban.
Oh, well, whatever.
Because Saban was hired in 2000.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. You screwed up, Borky.
It wasn't me. I was reading a text.
You made me talk about him like that.
I was reading the text.
I blame you.
Les Miles ended up working out okay, too.
Yeah, won a national title. So.
And then also tried to spike the ball with 1 second on the clock.
Well, that's a whole different thing.
That didn't work out. Sports Talk Mississippi just getting started with you on this Friday. 601-879-4395, the C Spire text line. We'll be back.
In Talk Mississippi.
Here we go.
Super Talk Mississippi.
Training camp still ongoing. We will be in Oxford for the Not Fall Camp Tour coming up on Tuesday, presented by our friends at Pearl River Resort. Still finalizing some of the details on the guest list. I can tell you a few, though. Keith Carter going to join us in the 4 o'clock hour. He's going to sit down, unfortunately, next to Hey Dad. But, we got to do what we got to do.
I can get up and walk.
I'll be there, too. But, Hey Dad will be there.
I mean, Selman had to sit by you.
Yeah, but he likes me.
Selman's a really good politician.
And based on my conversations with Keith Carter, I don't know if he likes you. I'm kidding. By the way, it's a total joke. They actually have a great rapport.
Guess what?
It's all good. The Chancellor, Glenn Boyce, going to join us to start the show in the 3 o'clock hour.
Is he bringing my gift?
See, I'm curious if he knows about the Mark Keenum gift. And if he doesn't know about the Mark Keenum gift, we will tell him about the Mark Keenum gift.
Again, I'd like to point out.
I'm leaving that out there just to see what happens.
I'd like to, once again, point out my success as an Ole Miss booster.
And also,
who has a better record as an Ole Miss booster than Brian Haydad does? All right, millions of dollars been pumped into that university through the years. None of them delivered the goods like my money did. That's all I'm saying.
See, somebody says, "Don't tell him about the cowbell." This is the guy that I think this is the guy that's really bothered.
He is. That's the guy.
About the cowbell thing.
Yeah.
Chancellor Boyce will be like, "Oh, cool. Like that was really nice of him." Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens.
But I'm excited about that conversation because, there's a lot of things when it comes to football success leading to increased applicants and the Northern Wave into big Southern universities. There's a lot to get to, and a lot of it because he's a sports guy. That's the coolest part about the two SEC chancellors in this state, or chancellor and president. They're sports people. They're sports-minded. They understand how important it is for that billboard to be quality and well-funded and well-supported at a major Southern university because that's how you get students. And if sports are good, more students want to come to your school, better students want to come to your school. They turn into donors, alums, successful people down the road. So there's a lot to get to there. Also have an interview with a offensive lineman John Wayne Oliver, member of the all-name team, and his off-the-field hobby, you guys, even you State fans, are going to love what he does with his free time. And I'm not just talking about, shooting guns and stuff. No, he's got a hobby that you guys are going to be like, no way. 19, 20-year-old college football player is into that.
Kites? What's he doing?
I don't think State fans will appreciate somebody that's a kite flyer. But
what's wrong with being a kite flyer?
Nothing. It's just not as cool as what he will tell you about in the interview.
All right. Well, we'll find out Tuesday.
There will be some respect given to him and more. We've got more coming that I'm not going to tell you about yet because there's more coming
next week. By the way, so Monday just be a regular old normal show, right? Tuesday, as Borky mentioned, we will be in Oxford for our final stop on the Not Fall Camp Tour presented by Pearl River Resort. Thursday, we will be with our friends at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College for their annual Meet the Bulldogs night. We always go down there and have a great time, so that's going to be a fun one there. In the middle of that, and I talked to Borky about this the other day, and we're going to try to make this, we're going to put something together here, but August the 19th, 1 month until the entire college football world has its eyes on Oxford for the Ole Miss LSU game. We're going to kind of treat that day, we're going to look a lot at that game. We're going to have someone on from LSU to talk. We'll get a couple of national college guys to talk and start. I don't think we can, some people might disagree, especially our State fan and USM fan listeners. And I understand, guys. Trust me when I say I understand. But I don't know that we can give that game enough talk until it happens. It's going to be a massive game. It's as big a game as ever been played in the state of Mississippi.
As long as both teams win in week one.
Yeah, well,
they got to do that first.
I'm going to make that assumption. And look, at that point, Borky, we've already been talking about it for 3 weeks. So what do we care at that? Yeah. We just commit to the bid at that point. So that's going to be what we're going to do on Wednesday. It's going to be a little bit of 30 days until Armageddon. Call it what you Kiffin-ageddon. Armakiffin? I can't figure it out. But that's what we're going to do.
No word yet on if College Game Day is going to show up, though I did see that Pat McAfee released an album of what is allegedly called music. I'm not quite sure if what I heard can be categorized as that.
I won't be listening.
Kirk Herbstreit, I guess, was a guest on his show today and said that he needs to perform some of the songs on the Game Day set this year. Mm-hmm. And the Ole Miss, I know because of TV contracts, you probably can't necessarily say no to College Game Day. You need to find a way to say no. If Pat McAfee's going to be performing any songs from the Diary of a Polarizing Figure, you can't let that happen on your campus. Trees will die. Birds will migrate before it's time for them to migrate. The squirrels, gone. Innocent children walking in the grove, just enjoying their life, will be forever scarred if you let Pat McAfee perform his music in your town, anywhere in your town.
It's always bad enough when they bring in these musical acts for game day that are not what anybody wants to hear. But now you're really putting it out there. You're going to why don't we just let Saban sing at that point?
I would bet that Saban would produce better than what I heard today.
I hope that, you know what? What do I care, though? I don't care.
I care about the livelihood of young people.
I'm not going to listen to it.
That's what I'm afraid of. Is if game day shows up, I'm not even afraid of Saban getting booed. That'll make me laugh. Kirk getting booed will make me laugh because they're not used to that, and it'll be funny. I'm kind of looking forward to that aspect because that'll make me laugh. If Pat McAfee gets a microphone and starts performing any number of his songs, I am afraid of what that will do to the future children of the great state of Mississippi. You can't recover from things like that. I hope you have like a trauma response team available for them after they hear that to where they can go before they go to the game to make sure that they're okay. It's really horrible. It's that bad. And
hey, I promise I'm never going to listen. And you will never get in my car and I turn the keys and my phone connects to the Bluetooth speaker in my dashboard there. and you're going to look on there and see Pat McAfee. You won't ever see it for sports, let alone music.
And I don't necessarily dislike him. He's not for me, but I understand he is for some people. All good. I do like that, truly, when he has guests of lesser sports on his show, like, truly respects them. Like Nelly Corda, he had on his show, and I thought the interview was great because he truly, genuinely respected Nelly Corda and the kind of athlete she is, and it was awesome. Mm-hmm. So I don't hate him. I don't know why at no point in the production of Pat McAfee's album nobody said, "Hey, bud, you don't have to," you know? Like, you don't have to make this. It is okay. But if they play that on College Game Day, the show has lost its fastball, clearly. Mm. I mean, you got Kirk's dog up there. That poor dog.
It's his second dog.
I mean, that's animal abuse, making the dog listen to that.
Well, dogs hear things differently than we do, so maybe it'll be okay. Maybe the dog might hear me like this is like Beethoven. You know, this is like, you know, Pavarotti or something. Like maybe the greatest music a dog's ever heard, whereas a dog hears good music, it's like, what the heck is that? I don't know. I don't know how dogs work. I'm not a dog myself.
That's the funniest thing you've ever said, I think.
That I'm not a dog myself.
I'm not a dog myself. I don't know.
I'm not. Okay, I'm not, you know. I don't have any canine tendencies. I have barked in public, you know, because I'm a Mississippi State fan. But, you know, other than that.
The Rock said he's going to make a country album. You're joking, right? Is that some kind of Facebook AI thing that we're all falling for? That's not a real thing, is it?
I've heard The Rock sing once. Since The Rock's baby left him, he found a new place to dwell.
I saw Kevin Costner. He had
It's down at the end of Jabroni
once.
Drive at SmackDown Hotel.
Did that really happen?
Oh, yeah. That happened in Memphis at a pay-per-view. He sang SmackDown Hotel. It was hilarious. SmackDown Hotel at the corner of Know Your Role Boulevard and Jabroni Drive.
Somebody said he can't do much more damage after that ice storm. I beg to differ. I beg to differ.
What happened to the trees? Is that still from the ice storm?
No. Pat
McAfee sang, and they just dried up and shriveled away.
Harvey Updike wishes that he had that in his arsenal.
Who knew that Spike 90DF is the same chemical formula as Pat McAfee's voice?
What happened in state training camp today? Something interesting. We will get to that when we return.
More Sports Talk Mississippi.
Hey, it's go time.
Sports Talk Mississippi.
Well, say something.
Super Talk Mississippi.
All right, so we've been talking over the last few days about these two players that Mississippi State is efforting to get eligible because of the Colorado judge's ruling that grants them the 5th year. But the ruling, this is what makes it complicated. The ruling did not enjoin NCAA rules. So all it did was give them the 5th year, but it did not prevent the NCAA.
I don't think anybody enjoins.
Enjoins.
I got you.
NCAA rules. However, you're seeing cases pop up all over the country of players that got that extra year, finding a local judge to, do the injunction thing and boom, let them play. I assume that is on the table possibly for state if this doesn't move quickly, but I don't know. We do know, though, Haydad, that since they're not playing in games, they're not eligible to play in games, that they certainly can participate in practice, as we learned today.
Apparently so. I'm surprised by that, to be totally honest with you, because listening to Levy's comments from when was that, Tuesday, Wednesday? I don't remember exactly what day. It didn't seem like that was on the table. But it is. And apparently today at Mississippi State's practice, Jerron Manning and Malik Silla both on the field for Mississippi State. Again, if you want me to, try to put my psychic hat on, that feels like Mississippi State must feel pretty positive about their chances to win this case and become eligible. Because why would you wait? Why wouldn't you do it? Why would you do it if you didn't think they were going to win? Right? Why would you waste the time? Why would you? I mean, every rep that they got was a rep you could have given to someone who's going to play. Mm-hmm. And so if they're out there, Mississippi State must believe that they're going to end up being eligible, and maybe sooner rather than later.
I mean, truly, all they need to do is find a local judge to do one thing, and it's over.
Yeah.
And somebody says, no way State takes that to a judge. It's not a State thing to do, in your opinion. But here's the counterpoint. A judge is the reason why they're doing this at all.
Yeah.
This is because a judge ruled against NCAA rules here. I mean, that's why they're in the building at all, because of a judge. So just the one that made the ruling didn't go as far as she probably should have. But so you've already got these guys in the building because of a judge. What's stopping you from that? That doesn't track.
It doesn't jive.
Part of me was thinking earlier today, I was like, I wonder if they can negotiate a quote-unquote penalty from the NCAA, because Arian Carter are going to miss 2 games for Tennessee, obviously. But I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to.
I would only do it if they could choose the games. Because if those guys can play, you want them to play against Minnesota.
Yes.
So if you tell me I could let them sit against ULM and Tennessee Tech, I'll do that. But otherwise, no. 1 game suspension would be the most I would be willing to sign off on at that point. You need those guys for that second game.
Yeah, he follows up. They won't go before a small-town judge in Mississippi. Not happening. So they'll use a Colorado judge but not a Mississippi judge. Help me understand what the difference is. What is the difference between the two?
Well,
a local judge.
Most judges in this state are Ole Miss fans. So, yeah, probably.
I'm here to tell you.
See where I'm going,
But I'm here to tell you, a judge will not destroy his career by unjustly ruling against a Mississippi State player. That would not happen. If they have the legal recourse for it, a judge is not going to be like, I've spent my whole career a distinguished judge, and I'm going to block a Mississippi State player from playing, even though the law is on his side, thus ending my legal career. That's not happening. A judge will not block a state player from playing, even though the law is on his side.
Are you saying that in the history of college football, that would be the craziest thing you've ever heard?
That would not be the craziest thing I've ever heard. I don't think that would happen.
I don't mean you can say you don't think it's going to happen, but
it wouldn't happen.
But
the law is on their side.
It wouldn't be the craziest thing I've ever heard.
The law is on the state player's side.
It is.
A judge will not go against the law for the sake of the Egg Bowl. They won't go against the law. Again, the law's on these guys' side here.
Law?
It's on their side.
What law? There's no law. It's the law of the jungle out there right now. They're just making up rules as we go along.
Somebody said, heck, just let them play. What's the NCAA going to do? Suspend them. They have successfully done that with a Tennessee player. Yeah. They can still do that, as ridiculous as it sounds. I still can't get over the fact that Arian Carter's missing 2 freaking games for getting 1 flight paid for, while you have players that have deals with airline companies that give them free flights. It is so stupid, but that they've been able to successfully do that. Are these guys even good? Is the juice worth the squeeze? The problem is, or not the problem, I guess my counterpoint would be, I don't think it's that much of a squeeze.
Well, there's 3 ways I would look at it. A, they are worth the effort. Those are, especially Manning. Manning's really good. Silla gives you some depth at a position where you don't have a lot. He was your leading tackle for loss guy a season ago. No reason not to go for that. B, you're correct. There's not a lot of squeeze. It feels like the wheels are in motion anyway. The other thing is, and it's kind of a C thing, would be, if you don't go to bat for these guys, that is going to get used against you in recruiting. You got to be willing to stand up for your players. And if you don't do that, that's what LSU's doing right now with this money thing.
Yeah.
And they're standing up for their guys. Whether they're right or wrong, you stand up for your guys. If you don't do that, it will come back to bite you. So, yeah, there's no reason not to push this.
And you look around the country, other schools are getting these 2022 players eligible. They're fighting and succeeding in getting them eligible. You're right. You've got it. You have to do that. And especially when it's two guys that can actually help you win.
Right.
And, I mean, they can practice in the interim. They can work out in the interim. So
can't help but think that if they are practicing with the team, that Mississippi State must really believe they're going to be eligible. Otherwise, like I said, why would you waste time? Why would you give them a rep? Your players need to get as many reps as they can. Like, why would you give one to somebody who's not going to play?
Is it too late to get Charlie Winfield or Jay Perry elected into the judicial system? I don't think. Maybe I'm naive. I don't think I am, though, because I've through the Chambliss thing, I talked to so many people in the legal field, a lot around that and what it looks like. And when the law is on the side of the players, which it seems to be, because they are just, when it comes to this case, they're just winning all over the country. Mm-hmm. A judge preventing them, going against the law to block them because of the sake, to make the Egg Bowl a little bit easier for Ole Miss, just does not track. It really doesn't. Maybe I'm naive. I don't think I am. I think they'd be able to go that route and very quickly get them on the field.
I think so.
It's just hard to argue against the players in a situation like this. Right. It's really hard to argue against them.
The players' record right now is really, really good. And the NCAA's record is really, really bad. And
they haven't won one of these. There hasn't been all that many, but there's been enough around the country. The NCAA hasn't won one. When it comes to the 2022 players, they haven't won a single one.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
It would be interesting to see it go to court in like the NCAA, which has lost all these other cases. Why is this one? You know, because at some point, don't you have to change your messaging?
Yeah.
I've lost 25, 30 cases, and I just keep going in with the same message. Maybe I need to change up my messaging. Or maybe you just need to throw your hands up in the air and say,
Or do this sooner when you knew back in March or February when you were going to do this, just do it then. But anyway, how can they play if they have not been enrolled in classes, assuming they were done in December? Well, classes have not started yet.
That's correct.
So, and I would assume that they are
start, I believe, Monday.
And these, I don't know their academic progress. I would assume since they've been in college since 2022, they have degrees by now.
That's what they could be considered grad students at this point. I'm not sure about the eligibility.
Was it Matt Leinart that only took ballroom dancing to stay eligible once? Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, kind of goes back to what we were talking about. Mississippi State knows how to handle the eligibility piece of this.
Yeah, that ain't no problem.
That's the least of my concerns.
Tony's asking, what's 2022? So we're literally talking about all college athletes that were in the recruiting class from the year 2022. So 2022 recruits. That's who we're talking about. A judge in Colorado gave a ruling that allowed them an extra year of eligibility because the NCAA is moving with a 5 years to play 5 years eligibility model. No red shirts, no waivers. You got 5 years. That's what it is. Well, these players would have been given an extra year of eligibility under that ruling that was decided when they were still in school. But these players tried their hand at the NFL because in their mind at the time they were out of eligibility while the NCAA was working on giving them eligibility but waiting until they left. They made a mess of it. So that's what we're talking about. Guys that were freshmen in the 2022 recruiting class. So there you go. Somebody like Xavier Harris, which, again, I don't think Ole Miss is going to go down that road because, I mean, he was a practicing member of the Saints during training camp, would also fit into that category. So that one's a little bit more complicated than guys that weren't active in training camp, last week. So Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back.
It's time for more Sports Talk Mississippi.
Finally.
on SuperTalk Mississippi, the SuperTalk app, and at supertalk.fm.
Was a beauty from South Alabama.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. Forky and Haydad with you. Did you watch any football last night?
I had it on, this kind of thing. I was Cardinals for a little bit, Steelers for a little bit. I saw Jeremiah Love had a couple of nice plays for the Cardinals. See how that pans out. Am I wrong to think that the other Notre Dame running back has a much better chance of success? Jarian Price being in Seattle, better situation.
Yeah,
like he's one of the favorites for Rookie of the Year because Kenneth Walker's out, so he's got a chance to get those carries.
Gardner Minshew played last night. One of my favorite parts of the preseason is I remember that guy. Mm-hmm. That guy, he's real. 14 of 16 for Gardner Minshew for the Cardinals last night.
Very good. Minshew is just such a great story. The whole thing of him going back to deciding to go to Washington State to play for Mike Leach. There's a butterfly effect. There's a multiverse, whatever you want to say, where that doesn't happen, and he just goes to Alabama, and he's Coach Gardner Minshew right now.
Yeah,
he's been a coach for the last 5 or 6 years. And instead, he's still living that NFL dream. And there's only, every team has 2 or 3 quarterbacks, I guess. So there's only 90 of those jobs in the world. He's got one of them.
Yeah, so every team now can have an emergency third quarterback.
There you go.
And so you might be thinking, well, why are they calling him an emergency third quarterback? Because the only position this player is allowed to play is quarterback if the other two are deemed unavailable. So you can't have John Rice Plumlee as your emergency third quarterback and run him out there at wide receiver.
Right.
There's 32 teams and then 3 quarterback spots available for all.
You never know. He could end up being the backup to obviously the greatest quarterback to ever do it, Carson Beck, at some point.
Yeah. Somebody says...
Am I going to be shocked if Beck wins that starting job?
He did not play last night for some reason.
I think maybe they saw enough from him. They're like, we got to keep this guy safe. He's the future of the franchise.
But, by week 10, if Carson Beck is starting for the Cardinals, who are supposed to be awful, are you surprised? No, you shouldn't be.
Buddy, I won't be surprised if he starts week 1.
But they just paid Brissett. They're going to give him at least week 1.
Week 2, then. After Brissett goes 11 for 28, 112 yards and 3 picks against whoever. They're like, you know what? Let's just play the young guy.
Somebody mentions Jordan Watkins and DeJon Stribling had good nights last night. Of course, in that game, more 49ers fans were paying attention to Stribling because he was the first pick of the second round in the draft. He had 63 receiving yards, 7 catches. Watkins himself had 60.
Nice.
But, good stuff there. Somebody says, thoughts on the Jordan Tyson injury? No, I have no thoughts. Football is canceled. Leave me alone.
Will you stop? It's not canceled. It's going to be fine.
It is concerning, though, that the one knock on Jordan Tyson was health. He couldn't stay healthy. And then in training camp, he has a hamstring issue. It's just... He checked every box, but I don't know if this kid can stay healthy. And then he gets to training camp, and he shows out, and he looks electric. And then, at this point, a hamstring injury, even if it's a light one, you're talking about missing week 1 at a minimum. So don't love it. Apparently, he's been awesome. I like Vele. Apparently, he's had a good camp, though, hey, Dad. And so at least they have a 1-2 punch at receiver, and I don't know. It's just that was the concern about him, and he's showing you the concern before the season even begins. Don't love that.
As I said when they signed him, I was like, Look, I think he can be an explosive playmaker for the Saints or for any team, but it's just not the way I would have gone. I just feel like there's always wide receivers. I mean, if I tell you that the Saints take Caleb Downs and then in the third or fourth round, I don't remember exactly where he got picked, but if they got Brennan Thompson, are we unhappy?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, not at all. Somebody says, amazing how the love of fans have for the game of college football exceeds the noise of the greed. Now, I think this is dating back to the conversation we were having a second ago. I do not believe that either of these Mississippi State players are doing what they're trying to do for greed, though. I don't think that's what it is. I don't think the effort to try to get them eligible is a greed thing. Frankly, somebody in my DMs, an Ole Miss fan, that was like, why did you defend State on the podcast last night? It's because I believe that they should be able to play. Like, it's a principled opinion. I think that they got screwed over by the NCAA dragging their feet intentionally with the desire to essentially screw over the class of 2022 football players. I really do believe that, and I think that they should be allowed to play. Even if it means that State gets better, I don't care. I don't think they're being greedy here. I think they're doing what should have been allowed to do the whole time. Mm-hmm. More sports talk after the news. We're in the Pearl River Resort studio. Stick with us.
Talk Mississippi, your all-access pass to all things sports in Mississippi. Sports Talk Mississippi on the SuperTalk app, your local SuperTalk station, and at supertalk.fm.
Sports Talk Mississippi back with you here on a Friday afternoon. Friday? It's the weekend? Oh, you know what that means tomorrow? Got to crank up the mower. You got to get the grass mowed, all right? It's got to happen tomorrow. Well, what are you mowing it with? You know, are you going to be working in your yard, or is your yard going to be working you over? That's the question I have. And if the answer is the latter, well, I might need to suggest before you get out in the yard, you get over to your local Ag Up and whatever kind of, property you've got, big or small, they've got you covered with the right mower for the right price and the right property at Ag Up. If you got the big one, if you got the huge tract of land, well, they've got you covered with a John Deere tractor. The compact tractors, 1 through 4 series, they're all 0% financing right now at your local Ag Up. And they are local. There's 15 locations throughout the state of Mississippi that makes them easy to find. Or you can just go to agup.com. Even easier. Ag Up and John Deere, built for what's next. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details. We've got a couple teams to get in the Cup, the 100 teams in 100 days. We've got some training camp audio from both Mississippi State and from Ole Miss. And a lot more coming up here on Sports Talk Mississippi.
601-879-4395. Somebody on the text line said, I think that's the part that nobody's talking about. How many kids won't be SEC football players because older kids are playing beyond the years that they were intended to play? You have had your turn. College was never meant to be a career.
Well, the issue with what you're just saying is that's why they increased the roster size. It used to be 85, now it's 105, so they can accommodate more players.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's missing out on scholarship opportunities because of these players.
And it's not that many anyway. And also, this is going to sound kind of harsh, but you don't violate the rights is not the right word, but you don't prevent yourself from doing the right thing because, what'd you think about these unnamed kids over here that aren't going to get this roster spot? State already has the 2 roster spots open for these guys anyway. So nobody's scholarship was taken. Nobody's roster spot is taken. This is a very...
Right. Yeah. He said that the other day. Levy said that the other day. They were asked, do you have the roster spots? Yes, we do. Simple as that. So, yeah, nobody's losing their opportunity because of these players. It is a little unwieldy, but it's just not that That's not the concern, in my opinion.
Yeah, I remember the NCAA's argument in the Trinidad case was, well, what about Deuce Knight? It's like, what about Deuce Knight? What do you?
Now that I agreed with. I thought that Deuce Knight is. I feel bad for the young man.
Yeah, you don't when you find out what he's getting paid to be a backup.
I'm just saying
you don't feel bad anymore.
He wanted the glory.
You don't. You can't bring in somebody unrelated as a defense for doing the right thing by somebody else. But anyway, you mentioned the countdown of 100 teams in 100 days. Let's do team number 15 right now.
This day is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This day is bananas.
100 teams in 100 days.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
We go to Rocky Top, but apparently their fight song is not Rocky Top. Their fight song is called Down the Field.
That's right.
But I'm still playing Rocky Top anyway.
This actually isn't Rocky Top. This is Down the Field.
Yeah, but then they go, Rocky Top. But this is... among the fight songs, the band songs in college sports, this is one of the best. I would say Hail to the Victors might be what I think is the number one fight song in college football. This clearly makes my top 5. Like, without a doubt. It's just awesome, especially when you hear it in person. They play at Neyland Stadium. If you've never been, you should go.
I have been.
101,915 seats. And, buddy, do they pack those in the upper decks at Neyland? I'm not like a giant. I'm 6'2", like a true 6'2".
You will be uncomfortable, yeah.
And when I was there, the seat was narrow, so there's barely anything for me to sit on. And my knees were extended over into the seat in front of me to the point where I had to sit sideways because I'd just be hitting my knees into the back of the person in front of me. It is a tightly packed venue. And they've actually done some renovations that have reduced capacity there. They've taken capacity down some. But a great place to watch a game. Knoxville's not my favorite town, but the game day, everything around Tennessee football is pretty awesome. The Tennessee River being right there. Vol Navy's a really cool thing. Band's good. The stadium entrance is good. It's a fun place to go watch some college football if you have not been. I would encourage you at some point to go make that trip. Josh Heupel, been the head coach at Tennessee since 2021, and man, has it been a mixed bag. 7-6, 11-2, 9-4, 10-3. That was a playoff berth, and only barely because of what Ohio State did to him on that field that night. My goodness. And then last year's 8-5. He built up some emotional capital after the 2024 season when Nico Iamaleava tried to hold out and do all that kind of stuff, and he had a contract worth millions, and they wanted more even though he didn't really have a good season. And Josh Heupel said, no, you've got a 7-figure contract. We think that's worth it. You're not about to, on the last day of the portal and spring practice day, gonna, hold out on us. You can go ahead on. And he did. And they bring in Joey Aguilar. And a lot of people love Josh Heupel for that. I praised him for that. I still praise him for that. That was the right move. Mm-hmm. But the right move only goes so far as a head coach as your wins. And he goes into a season where I don't know if you would call him necessarily on a hot seat, but it's warm. If they don't perform this season, it could get ugly. They beat Syracuse last year, beat East Tennessee State. They lost to Georgia in overtime, a game that they should not have lost, but they did.
I rewatched that. I put that on the rotation of watching highlights of last season and other games, getting ready for this upcoming season, and rewatching that State. I forget who State was playing that day. Was that week 4? I think, or week 3. State was at home. I had the game up on the laptop, and I remember just watching it. And when they missed that field goal, I was like, well, that's the end of the game. Like, you can just go ahead and you don't have to play overtime. Georgia is going to win.
Somebody says actually it's the Cumberland River. No, it's the Tennessee River. It is the Tennessee River goes right by Neyland Stadium, right next to it. Maybe you can take the Cumberland River there, but it is very much the Tennessee River. Anyway, what was that? The kicker was like shaking before he took the field, right?
It was really bad, yeah.
So they lose to Georgia. They beat UAB. Then they go to Mississippi State and win in overtime. Probably a game that they should have lost, but they won.
Yeah.
So I guess that balances the scales. Anyway, they beat Arkansas by 3. They lost at Alabama by 17. They beat Kentucky, lost to Oklahoma by 6. Beat New Mexico State, won at Florida, lost to Vanderbilt badly at the end of last season.
They did. They got crushed in that game.
And that was at home, too.
Yeah.
And then they lost to Illinois in the Music City Bowl. So now Josh Heupel enters a season with a hot seat. Will he be able to save his job?
Shall see.
We shall see. They open the season with Furman, the Furman Paladins, on September 5th before going to historic Bobby Dodd Stadium in downtown Atlanta, Georgia in Week 2.
Poor Richard. He's got the wrong Tennessee game. You know he'd much rather get that Georgia Tech game so he could just duck over the varsity real quick. That game, however, Georgia Tech, Tennessee, is going to tell us a lot about Tennessee. They go to Georgia Tech and win. Maybe they're going to be okay, True freshman quarterback in all likelihood. But a loss there, and it gets really tough.
It certainly does. After that, so by the way, you know this. Name that mascot Furman.
Furman's the Paladins.
Paladins of Furman. They host Kennesaw State and Texas and Auburn. So they have back-to-back home games with Texas and Auburn before going to Arkansas, turning around and hosting Alabama the third Saturday in October before going to South Carolina. Then they have their off week, a Halloween bye week. That's a nice break for Tennessee, getting a late bye. They host Kentucky, go to Texas A&M, host LSU, and go to Vanderbilt. I think that Josh Heupel might be on the move after this season.
Well, we talked about that the other day, about if he could just have a good year, because this is very much a transition year for Tennessee, right? So you go 7-5, 8-4. Maybe you find your way to a better job. We'll see.
You got 20 seconds. You want to save it?
Yeah, we'll just do it when we come back. It's not a lot to talk about. It's not like some super awesome place, but we will give it the due it deserves. Sports Talk Mississippi with you on a Friday. We'll be right back.
Happening in Mississippi sports. You'll hear about it first, right here. Sports Talk Mississippi.
All right, so, it's pretty mid. It just feels like it's mid. It's called Corner 16. It is, they got a couple locations there. Burgers, sandwiches. You can get chicken and dumplings on Wednesday, so that's a plus. I will grant them that. Tomato pie as a side dish too. Their side dishes are very, very southern, but like the food itself is not super southern. What I say. I will say that a couple of the appetizers caught my attention. Bacon wrapped brisket burn ends. Sure. Chimichurri cheese curds. Fried cheddar cheese with chimichurri seasoning, served with an ancho ranch. That just all sounds really good. So, also they sell homemade sodas and phosphates. Not a lot of people still selling phosphates out there, but they are doing that at Corner 16. So if you're ever in Knoxville, you want to grab a great meal, stop at Corner 16 and tell them that Borky and Hey Dad sent you.
Wait, is that the place where all the groomers, John Gruden groomers?
You got to be a lot more specific these days with that word. I was just like, what are we about to go into here?
But is that the place?
I have no idea.
Where I saw Peyton eating dinner with John
not.
Gruden.
This is because it's not super fancy. You would think Peyton and Gruden would be having a steak somewhere.
One of the most unhinged.
You almost, speaking of unhinged, you almost unhinged me right there with that.
You know, I kind of feel like you knew where I was going.
I didn't. I did not know.
You don't remember the groomers? Every Tennessee coaching search.
I'm looking at the menu of the restaurant, and I hear you say, "Isn't that the place where all the groomers?" And I'm like, "Oh no."
I mean, I feel like you should know that I wouldn't say something that crazy.
You know, you said you were low energy today. Maybe
I am foggy.
The brain's not. That's what I'm saying.
I'm operating on like 33% efficiency right now. But those people up there in Knoxville, the just infatuation with John Gruden was always so stupid.
Yeah,
and I hate to put it that way, but it was. What ever made you think that he was going to be a good college football coach? And they would just get obsessed with him. But
there you go.
Anyway, that's team number 15. Team number 14. I actually just mentioned this fight song a second ago because it's just the best. It is the best one in college sports. Team number 14. My computer's just running on the same efficiency as me right now. Here we go. Takes a minute.
This is the best one, huh?
When you hear it in person, oh man. Michigan, the champions of the West. Oh, I love it. Gosh, they're banned. The Big Ten just dominates the SEC in terms of quality of bands. Now, we've got some good ones, but the Big Ten has a depth.
So Ohio State for sure, but
Michigan's is awesome. Penn State's is
LSU,
awesome.
Alabama, Auburn.
I've seen all of them, and they don't come close to what they've got up there in Big Ten land. Man, that's a great fight song. It's also a fascinating stadium. It is huge. I mean, you guys know they call it the Big House for a reason. The capacity is 107,601, but they can get up over 110 with ease. It's just not that loud because of the way they built it. If you guys think Vaught-Hemingway Stadium is flat, and it is, Michigan Stadium, I mean, the people in front of you are almost at your eye level. It's just wide. It's really, really, really wide and doesn't trap in noise the way a stadium of that size should. They build a couple of big press boxes on either side. That helps, but still, it's not. When you see it in person, you look at it and you think, that's 110,000 people? There's no way, but it is. It's just really wide. Kyle Whittingham, at the ripe young age of 66 years old, enters his first year as the head coach at Michigan. You guys know the story by now. Sherrone Moore got himself into some personal and then ultimately legal trouble, to put it mildly.
They put it incredibly mildly.
And he lost his job as the head coach at Michigan, one that, I mean, frankly, he wasn't doing a particularly exceptional job in anyway. And that went ahead and put that to rest. Last year, they did beat New Mexico, but they lost at Oklahoma. Beat Central Michigan, won at Nebraska, beat Wisconsin. They lost at USC. And then routed off a bunch of wins over Washington, Michigan State on the road, Purdue, Northwestern at Wrigley Field. They beat Maryland. But then they lost to Ohio State, and they were not competitive in that game really at all. And then they lost to Texas, another game in which they were just not as good as their opponent. Scandal breaks. Sherrone Moore gets fired. In steps Kyle Whittingham. Kyle Whittingham had been at Utah since 2004. Kyle Whittingham took over. Hey, Dad, if I remember correctly, I didn't look this up because I thought I knew, but now I'm questioning myself. He took over for Urban Meyer, correct, at Utah?
Yeah.
That's how long ago.
Yeah, he became the head coach, and I guess it would have been 2005.
The 2005 season, he was the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
For Urban Meyer.
Yeah, because I've always wondered with that, like if Mullen had not gone with Meyer, would Mullen have gotten the Utah job?
Oh wow, that's an interesting.
Would they have promoted him instead of Whittingham?
But, I mean, he was good there. They went 10-2 last season as well, up and down, but mostly really consistent as the head coach at Utah. And he was there when they went from the Mountain West to the Pac-12, and then from the Pac-12 to the Big 12. So big changes, and they just kept winning. But there's some questions about his motor, so to speak, if he's super motivated to compete with Ohio State, because that's who you got to compete with. If you're at Michigan, is Ohio State. That's who you're measured up against. And, how long he can be there and can he adapt and recruit to this era, we'll see. Michigan's a great job. It's also kind of a difficult job because they have insane expectations, and their biggest rival is firing on all cylinders right now. They open with Western Michigan and then Oklahoma in Week 2. That'll be a huge game in Ann Arbor and a fun one to watch in Week 2.
Sure.
Then they host UTEP and Iowa before going to Minnesota. Have an off week, host Penn State and Indiana before going to Rutgers. They host Michigan State, go to Oregon, host UCLA, and go to Ohio State. That is, for a Big Ten schedule, about as tough as it can get. You're in the Outson Zoo. You're at Ohio State. You're having to play Indiana, who just, won the national championship. Penn State's on your schedule. You got to go to Iowa. Or no, you're hosting Iowa. Never mind. But you're also playing Oklahoma out of the SEC, who was a playoff team last year. That is tough for the boys in maize and blue.
Very difficult. Very difficult indeed. I'm going to call an audible here. Because I've actually ordered food from this place. Not that I've eaten there, but they also have like a really robust deli business. So I've ordered some stuff to send to people. This place was also featured on Diners, Drive-Ins, Dines. Zingerman's Delicatessen. It's right number 4, but we're going to go with it. Very famous deli in downtown Ann Arbor. And as you can guess, it's a full deli. They've got a Reuben. They've got all sorts of sandwiches, burgers, everything you could possibly want. Plus, like I said, you can order cured meats, cheeses, olives, all that stuff that you can get. You can build your own charcuterie board just based off that. I've ordered from Bacon. They have. This is why I want to pick them. Michael Borky. You ever want to give the gift that no one would be sad about? Remember in Christmas Vacation where it's the Jelly of the Month Club?
Yeah.
Nobody wants the Jelly of the Month Club, right? Even though that is the gift the kids are given the whole year round. Zingerman's has the Bacon of the Month Club, where they will send you a different boutique brand, specialty brand bacon every month if you enroll. I have enrolled a couple of people as gifts into the Bacon of the Month Club, and they were all super, super happy with it. So, if you're ever around Ann Arbor, Michigan around lunchtime, you want to grab a great sandwich and maybe do a little shopping for yourself, stop at Zingerman's Deli and tell them Borky and Haydad sent you.
We got a handful of pictures on the text line, followed with fantastic place, was up there for the Wisconsin game bucket list. They did a maze out as well. So, Haydad, you can see the bright yellow stadium. But
really cool.
I've heard great things about Ann Arbor and the people there and the experience. I have not been to a game. I have been to the stadium, for whatever that's worth. I didn't get to see a game, but I have gotten to. One of my weird things, I think I've told you guys this before, but if I am around a stadium, I try to sneak in. No matter what. I will take a small detour if I need to try to go sneak into the stadium. And I'll tell you, Mississippi State, I had a hard time. And I didn't have that much time. But last Tuesday, couple of the gates that I tried were locked, and I looked at my phone, and I was like, I got to go anyway. So maybe I could have gotten in, but I tried.
They must have upped the security since Black Friday when that guy got in to steal the jersey.
Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back.
Talk Mississippi on the SuperTalk app, your local SuperTalk station, and at supertalk.fm.
Well, I was making sure I'm talking here.
Yeah.
I'm good? Okay. Well, I mean, how many times have I started talking, and they're like, I just turned your mic on. So.
I'm that type of foggy where, like, I have to, like, okay. You remember those Magic Eye books? You don't remember Magic Eyes, where you had to, like, focus your eyes and the picture would display something that was...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm having.
I thought iBook was like an Apple product. I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't buy one.
No, like Magic EYE books.
Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you'd see like a ship or something.
I have to do that to read letters right now. That's the level of fog that I'm in right now.
Or, perhaps a delicious flavored water.
I'm trying.
Give you a little juice there.
But
this
floor is yours.
Yeah. ESPN personality, this is from Twitter, ESPN personality Pat McAfee released an album of original music on Friday. Critics say if the album is played backwards, the listener could hear hidden demonic messages. More worrying still, if the album is played forward, the listener could hear original music by Pat McAfee. Let's get the picture of Norm Macdonald, so that's perfect.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's...
You guessed it, Frank Stallone.
Oh, man. All right, so the jersey stealing thing, we don't need to relitigate that.
We were going to do this again?
No. Although, again, I think both sides are withholding information that would clear up the story, and I wonder why. I don't, Mississippi State could very easily say, hey, it didn't happen. We've looked at all our security camera footage, and it was a ruse. Mm. It's also awfully convenient that happened the day before Marty Smith was going to be camped out on the sidelines for an entire game. So what is the truth? We may never know.
Truth is out there.
What is your favorite scandal like that? Anyway, that kind of college football scandal.
That's up there. It's got to be the Mike Leach fake playbook, right? Doesn't that have to be it?
Is that a scandal, though?
It's not a scandal, but it's a scam. Like, where you're trying to mess with your rival. Yeah. I mean, you got Cutcliffe throwing a mannequin over the side of Vaught Hemingway Stadium on Egg Bowl week. That's got to be on there. I don't know if you know this one or not. Florida was found guilty of spying on Mississippi State's practices in 1980.
No.
The week before they played State and beat them, and it kills you. If State had beaten Florida, they would have gone to the Sugar Bowl. But they lost to Florida, so Georgia went to the Sugar Bowl.
When did the scandal get uncovered?
The next year.
Oh, it took a year later. How did it get discovered?
I think they figured it out. I'm not sure. I don't know all the details. Florida back in the day was a bunch of scumbags, man. Like my earliest memories of Florida were they were on a bowl ban because they were on probation.
Well, hey, now that happens to a lot of people.
That's my earliest memory of them, though.
See, this is where AI just is not up to par. I looked up Mississippi State, Florida cheating scandal.
Oh, they were stripped of their 84. Here it is. The Southeastern Conference officially punished the Florida Gators. They stripped the school of the 84 SEC championship following a massive NCAA cheating scandal that included advanced spying on opponents during the 1980 and 81 seasons. They said that a Florida head coach, Charlie Pell, used a graduate assistant named Michael Brown who traveled to the campus of at least 7 upcoming opponents. He posed as a local student to infiltrate and watch their closed football practices, subsequently reporting his strategic findings back to the Florida coaching staff. The spying operation was just one piece of a broader web of 107 rules violations, which also included illegal cash payments to recruits, buying complimentary player tickets at inflated prices. That's actually really smart. And maintaining a booster-funded slush fund. What scumbags down there, man? That's my earliest memories of Florida was...
Who was the coach then?
So it was Charlie Pell, and then it would have been Bill Arnsbarger. And, then I forget who was the coach before Spurrier took over. But, that's some of my earliest memories of Florida was they couldn't go to bowls even though they had winning seasons because they were under probation. My first experience with NCAA probation wasn't SMU. It was
Florida.
It was Florida. That's the earliest I can remember of somebody having NCAA violations. Yeah, Florida is why Mississippi State has trees around the practice field. That's correct.
But here's the thing about that, though. Can't you hide in trees? And I'm not talking about deer stand, but can't you?
But, I mean, you know.
You can blend in.
You could.
They make camouflage.
I guess.
The Stallions one we'll look back on years from now.
And honestly, with the Stallions one, you got to be kind of impressed, right?
Yeah.
The man was wearing like the Bobby Valentine fake mustache on the side. He got a credential to be on the sideline of a team that wasn't Michigan. He was able to
they
work
were playing against.
He wrote a manifesto. Lest we forget there was a manifesto involved.
Stallions Manifesto.
Yeah, the Stallion Manifesto. I mean, the one that always stands out to me is the where they're playing Ohio State. I think it's C.J. Stroud. He audibles, and immediately the whole sideline is like,
yeah,
like they knew what it was. So yeah, that's a good one. SMU Pony Excess is maybe my favorite 30 for 30. When the guy just comes like when Bobby Collins is like, we gotta stop with all these violations. They're like, all right, we can stop, but not right now. We got a payroll to meet. That's an unbelievable quote, especially nowadays where you really do in fact have payroll to meet. SMU just ahead of their time. Zook was not prior to Spurrier. Spurrier was prior to Zook.
See, I don't really remember Spurrier. I remember Ron Zook getting carried off the field before he got fired. I do remember that.
That picture looks fake.
I know. That's why I'm asking. See, I'm not going to even. I need to know more. But that doesn't look like AI either. So somebody might be.
It looks photoshopped. Yeah.
So he's brought up the pole assassin. I forgot about the pole assassin.
The pole assassin's a good choice. Yeah.
If you guys aren't familiar with the pole assassin,
Google it. It's too much. At this point, we're too deep into the pole assassin stuff to give you the backstory anymore. If you weren't here for Pole Assassin Day, that's your loss. Pole Assassin Day was a great day on this show. A great day when we discussed the pole assassin. I think they're married now.
They are. They got married.
They got rid of the monkey.
They had to. You can't.
Where is it? That somebody get Matt Stahl on the phone. AL.com. I want to know where that monkey is. I'm going to text him right now.
This is a real story, Haydad. I did not know this story.
About Levy? Is it true?
He sends us a link of an ESPN article from 2015. Baylor, and he sent a picture of it too. Baylor has imposed a half-game suspension on assistant coach Jeff Lebby after he violated NCAA rules by attending Oklahoma's game against Tulsa last weekend. Lebby, Baylor's passing game coordinator and running backs coach, will sit out the first half of their game against Oklahoma.
Huh.
Bob Bowlesby, the commissioner of the Big 12, issued a public reprimand. The opportunity for Coach Lebby to scout a future opponent by being on the sideline of a conference member's opponent is inconsistent with the principles and expectations of the Big 12 sportsmanship and ethical conduct policy. He was on Tulsa's sideline during the Golden Hurricanes game at Oklahoma on Saturday, a violation of NCAA bylaws, which prevents the in-house scouting of a future opponent.
2 things. First off, he's wearing Tulsa gear, too. He's really trying to blend in. But the 2 things that make it funny is, A, he would end up coaching at Oklahoma. B, does he look any different in that picture from 12 years ago than he does right now? In the face, he looks like the exact same guy. Also, I have another thing. How tall is this guy in front of him?
Yeah, that guy's a giant.
Lebby is 6'4". This guy in front of him looks like he's dwarfing him.
Oh, hey, Dad. This is going to crack you up. All right, so according to the story, Lebby was in Norman for a wedding, and Baylor was off that week.
Mm-hmm.
Tulsa head coach Philip Montgomery.
He saw something in the young man. He was like, hey.
Gave Lebby and his wife passes to the game and to stand on Tulsa's sideline.
So did he try to play off like, I was a guest?
Coach Montgomery invited me there. And Philip Montgomery was Baylor's
funny.
DC the year before, or OC the year before.
Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, I see where we're going.
I had no idea. I mean, a half-game suspension, pales in comparison to the Stallions network of sideline filmers that he would send across the country, but it's a funny picture. And now, of course, Philip Montgomery
works for Jeff Lebby.
College football, man. You can't beat it.
It's the best.
Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back.
Drag me away. Wild, wild horses. We are riding someday.
In the best sports talk in the state.
It's the best thing.
Say that again.
We the best on 3. 1, 2, 3. We the best.
Sports Talk Mississippi. Super Talk Mississippi.
Back here on Sports Talk Mississippi, Brian Haydad and Michael Borky. Belk Ford and Oxford Toyota. Guys, if you're going to be in the market right now for a new vehicle, that's the place you need to shop. I know it's a long drive, maybe depending on where you are. We Super Talk Mississippi, we reach all corners of the state of Mississippi, so it could be a little bit of a drive for you. I promise you it's worth that drive. It's promised you'll get a buying experience that makes you want to come back to see those guys again. So when you're driving off the lot with your new car, you're already thinking, next time I got to do this, I'll be right back here. Belk Ford and Oxford Toyota on Highway 6 in Oxford. If you're looking for a new car, that's the guys to talk to.
The Manti Te'o one didn't get brought up on the text line. That's something that I'll never forget.
That's a good one. I can still remember just like watching ESPN or watching and like it scrolled across the Manti Te'o and then I started looking at social media to like I read that. I actually, of all people, to break that dead spin and reading that article and just like, you've got to be kidding me. Unbelievable.
Sylvester Croom got Zook fired.
He did?
Jeff Lebby got Napier fired.
Yeah, but different.
Different.
Because Croom won. That's something I remember. You may not remember this, but the day Ron Zook was hired at Florida, a website, fireronzook.com, popped up. It was the day of. And they just railed on this guy for, I guess, what? Spurriers last year was 0-1, I think. So for 2 years, they just destroyed him. Like, this guy's terrible. He's got to go. And you can't find it anymore, I don't think. But their rant after the Florida game, I remember, like, walking out of Davis Wade and was going, like, I can't wait to read what those guys wrote about this game. And sure enough, it delivered. And then within hours of that, he was gone, and they were like, we did it!
Amazing.
Yep.
Is there any firing that's happened? And I don't know the history to answer adequately for Ole Miss anyway, that you think in hindsight was a bad decision?
A firing that was a bad decision. For this from the Mississippi State perspective?
Yeah, and I mean for Ole Miss, I can't think of one. But again, I moved here in 2010.
No, like the one that pops into my head is Rick Stansberry, but by the end there, he had kind of lost control of things, and he wasn't having the same success. He had gone, I think, 3 straight seasons without making the NCAA tournament, and it just wasn't the same. Now, that's not to say that Mississippi State made the right hire afterwards. They certainly did not, but that would be one. Ole Miss, you could make a really strong case that they shouldn't have fired Cutcliffe. Like in 2003, they went to the Cotton Bowl. They won 10 games. The next year, they struggled, and he didn't get a chance. He didn't even get 1 year to rebuild. Like you just lost Ole Miss. You just lost the number 1 pick in the draft quarterback, along with a bunch of other quality guys. Then they didn't give that guy any chance to rebuild, and then they hired Orgeron, and they went 3 years. It was a 4-year thing. Then Houston picks him up for a little bit, but then it turns back around on him. Like I think Cutcliffe would have gotten. I don't know how it would have worked out, but Cutcliffe's a good coach. He obviously won at Duke. I think he would have gotten Ole Miss back on track. Ole Miss wasn't going to allow that guy to have one down year. That was in 2004. That it was very strange. So that's probably the answer for Ole Miss. It's a real easy one for Southern Miss. They should never fire Jeff Bauer. Just should never have done it. Simple mathematics on that one.
He says Cutcliffe at Ole Miss would be one. Was it a bad decision, or was that? I know, but on the text line we're getting that. Yeah. I don't know if that was the bad decision. It was who they replaced him with that was the bad decision.
I think the reason they hired Orgeron was a lot of coaches were like, wait a minute. David Cutcliffe has had 4 winning seasons. He just won 10 games. He had the best season in school history since Johnny Vaught was there. And he had one down year, and they fired him. Why would I step into that? I think that's why they had to hire an Ed Orgeron at that time. They hired a guy who had never even been a coordinator. I think the decision itself was bad.
I mean, and they did. I mean, they had. Oh gosh, why am I having a brain fart? I'm telling you, I'm foggy today. Rick Neuheisel had him hired, and then told him to turn around.
And I don't know how that would have looked, but yeah, I mean that's the easy one with me.
601-879-4395, the C Spire text line. We did get some news. Actually, I told Haydad that this was coming a couple of weeks ago, and the news actually did break today. Ole Miss has sold the field for a few years, actually. So we'll give you the details when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Surprise for everyone. Give it to me.
More Sports Talk Mississippi right now on Super Talk Mississippi.
Hour number 3, last hour of the week, Sports Talk Mississippi. So glad that you guys are with us. You know what time it is. It's just after 5 o'clock. You know what that means. Brian Haydad.
I do know what it means. It means it's the College Football Fix. The College Football Fix is driven by your Mississippi Ford dealers. Built Ford Tough. The best-selling truck in America sure is, the Ford F-150. If you're looking for a new truck, I mean, I just mentioned Belt Ford. You can go get the Richard Cross collection right there. But just wherever you are, go see your local Mississippi Ford dealers today. Thank you for your attention to this match.
All right. The field has been sold in Vaught-Hemingway Stadium. You guys know this by now. The fields are now able to have sponsorships on them, as are the jerseys. This, as I understand it, is field only. We will ask Keith Carter about this coming up on Tuesday. Just, where are things with the jerseys, that kind of stuff. Also, they got a stadium project and all the things. We'll ask him about that on Tuesday. But Chase Parham was first to publicly announce the news that Ole Miss and Progressive. Now, that's going to be probably an issue for the host of Mornings with Richard Cross, that Ole Miss is going progressive. I can't believe that, but... no, I'm joking. All things considered, it's a fascinating deal for a couple of reasons. It is a 3-year agreement. Chase notes it should go official next week. That will have progressive logos on the field. I don't know if it'll be the whole word or just the P, but it'll be on the field at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium for the next 3 seasons. Progressive has actually signed on with over a dozen schools. Georgia, the only other SEC school that they have signed. So that is a rather significant buy for the insurance company. 12 college stadiums, Ole Miss and Georgia. That ain't cheap, but that is what they've chosen to do. And I think most importantly in this is not that they've sold the field, that they've sold the field for 3 years. Guaranteed extra revenue stream for multiple years is vital in this era. And Ole Miss and the team there have gotten it done.
Very, very good deal for Ole Miss. And as you know, am I wrong to say that the best part of this for Ole Miss is the teams they're associated with? Like, this is a situation where, like, this massive company decided they want to put their logo on the field of the best teams in college football, and Ole Miss made the cut of that.
Yeah, I mean, when they pick 2 teams in the SEC and it's you and Georgia, that should feel pretty good.
You should feel pretty good about that, yeah. So, I mean, obviously you want to get the right deal in place, and, Keith Carter feels like this is the right deal. Progressive's a big national brand. I look forward to the new Ole Miss mascot, Flo. I'm sure, or the Gecko maybe could be there. Gecko's the Geico.
Geico,
So,
yeah. Do you think?
Will Flo be in Oxford for the LSU Ole Miss game?
I mean, everybody else will.
I feel like we could put money on that one.
Okay. All right. Look, I understand that sponsorship is important. Sponsorship allows me to pay my bills, as does Brian Haydad.
Yes.
I don't want to see Flo walking around the Grove at any point.
I feel like you might.
I think you're going to get that.
I think you're going to see her.
Yeah. I think you are. Now, will it be somebody that's not the actual actress, or will it be the actress that plays? Is she in anything else? I don't know who she is.
I don't know who she is either, but I don't know the answer to your question.
Like, what would her appearance fee be?
Well, I mean, if she works for Progressive, it would just be like, hey, this is where you're going today.
All right, her name
please don't be Flo.
It's not. It's Stephanie Courtney.
Okay.
And apparently she is a comedian as well.
She was in Mad Men, they're saying, on the text line.
She was in Mad Men.
So maybe she could come and be on stage while Pat McAfee is rocking it out. I can't wait for this. What a day in Oxford.
Oh, hey, Dad, why did you even bring back up the Pat McAfee thing? Why did you bring that up? Well, why? I was feeling a little bit better.
I like to punt the ball. Is that what he's singing? I don't know.
Gosh, she was in Mad Men. She was in a lot of stuff. I'm just trying to, she was in, never mind. It said Tenacious D. I thought that was the Jack Black movie. Apparently it's something else.
It's a band, isn't it?
But it's a show, a limited television series that ran on HBO. Oh, it was about the Jack Black and Kyle, is it Gass?
Kyle Gass, yeah.
She was in that.
Her name is Stephanie Courtney. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
that is the opposite of an Ole Miss name.
Courtney Stephanie.
No, it's 2 first names.
Oh, yeah, Stephanie Courtney. Yeah.
As we've said before, an Ole Miss name is 2 last names. Stephanie Courtney is the opposite of an Ole Miss name.
Yeah, who could forget she played Woman on Everybody Loves Raymond episode Cookies.
Woman. Someone's saying that she should lead the hottie toddy. Now that would be come on, you can't do that, guys. Even if that happens, if that happens, you're gonna be like, who is that cackling maniacally in this stadium? It's me. I'm the one cackling maniacally. If Flo from Progressive leads that cheer, I will lose it. I may have to change pants.
Please no. Please no.
Just when I'm not out getting a great deal on car, you got to be ready to give a great deal on car insurance. Here's my question, Ole Miss fans.
No.
Oh my God, I might fall over. I might die. I would be laughing, so I would pass out. Oh, my gosh. If Betty White can do it, Flo can do it.
Okay, but Betty White is awesome.
Game day guest picker as well. Flo from Progressive.
Oh, I just came up with an AI idea. I'm going to put your face on Flo.
No, just have me in the commercial with Flo. That would be better.
No, you're going to get the hair and everything.
Oh, that doesn't. There's guys in the commercial. There's that nerdy guy.
Yeah,
make me him. Are you ready to save a bundle on insurance? Oh, please let this happen.
No idea what the dollar amount is. I've heard various amounts. It is a very significant chunk of change for sure to sell the field, and a good deal. It's you want the extra revenue.
Yeah, I know the revenue portion of it is fantastic. Yeah,
I don't know about the jerseys. I think that would have been a good logo to have on the jersey because of the color scheme. It would have blended in nicer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But obviously they're just buying the field at least for now.
So there's going to be so that's another revenue stream possibly coming for Ole Miss soon is a jersey patch.
Yeah. And again, we'll get to ask Keith that.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that the answer will be we're working on that, but still we'll get to ask him and see.
Last Progressive year, owned by George Soros. Well, first off, more on Cross in the morning. That would be really funny if it was.
I mean,
now he doesn't own Progressive. He owns Radical Left. Radical Left insurance. Everybody pays into the same pot. We all, can take what we need. It's kind of like each according to their means, each according to their needs, kind of thing. I just want to make a comment here. How many other sports talk radio shows in the country made a Communist Manifesto joke today? I would submit that there weren't many.
Probably zero.
No, there's one, because I just did it.
I think the over-under would be 1.5. I think we're the only one. Not any more than that.
Yeah, I would say if you got 1.5, I would definitely go under on that, for sure.
It's headquartered in Mayfield, Ohio, apparently.
Okay.
And I'm trying to figure out. Okay, Jack Green and Joseph Lewis. So I don't think George Soros is presently involved in Progressive.
I'm glad you sniffed that out.
I had to do some research. Okay.
Would that have changed your mind about this being a good deal? This is a Soros-founded company.
All right. Operating income for Progressive in 2024.
I'm sure it's in the billions.
$11.5 billion.
Yeah, insurance is big money. You got to have it.
You got to have it, and Ole Miss was able to get it on the football field this year. Sports Talk Mississippi, that's technically your college football fix, driven by Ford. We'll be back.
In the Venable Black. Sports Talk Mississippi is back.
This is it.
Super Talk Mississippi.
Got 2 texts during that break. One from Larry, mad at us, thinking that we were, being anti-Ole Miss, and then another
I
one
was Larry.
That I hate Mississippi State. In the same commercial break, we got those.
Real clear, Larry, in case you're listening, I was.
Don't do that, because he's gonna keep thinking that.
No, I don't. You don't have to think it, Larry. You can know it. You can know it.
Larry, we love you, man, but we're just having a laugh about thinking about.
I was laughing at Ole Miss's expense. That's what I was doing. I don't know what Borky was doing.
I mean,
that's what I was doing.
You were laughing because we were being funny.
So
it's probably not funny that Ole Miss is yet again just receiving a ton of money for something.
What can I do about it at this point? I got to get my pleasures where I can. It's kind of like that rant that Brandon Walker went on his podcast today. I don't know if you saw that. I can't repeat any of it, but long story short, it's like fans, quit being soft. Like just quit being soft.
This guy here doesn't like my tone about Mississippi State.
I don't like your tone about anything.
I had a great time on Tuesday. I love our friends up in Starkville. I always enjoy the trip.
We had a great time at the Landing. They said they want to have us back.
Oh, I'm happy to be back.
Let's do
had
it.
A great
let's
time.
Absolutely do it.
Done a lot of great things in that area. I'm telling you, I was not lying when I said when I went to Starkville for the first time in 2011, that area did not look like it does now. I mean, not even close. So a lot of great things happening there. Jersey patches. Somebody said earlier it feels gross about selling the field and selling the jersey. And honestly,
you know what feels grosser?
Less money.
Less money.
Feels a lot
not winning
grosser.
games because you don't have the money to do it.
But I'm with you though. I understand why. I mean, you love, you love your uniforms. I mean, and Ole Miss has great uniforms. They really do. And State fans roll your eyes, but Ole Miss has a good uniform look. It's a really quality look.
It's a good look.
Slapping a big logo on it diminishes the look. It really does.
A big logo, yes, but most of these uniform jersey patches are relatively discreet.
Yeah, you got to find the right one. It's got to be tasteful. And, the field having a bunch of sponsors on it.
It's got to be very demure.
Yeah. It doesn't look the same. It really doesn't. And initially, you're going to look at it and think, and then after a few minutes of the first game,
you
won't see it anymore.
Yeah, it's like it's just there.
Because, I know not all of you guys are NBA fans, but the NBA has sold the jerseys. Well, I don't notice them anymore.
I'm a Premier League guy. Like, their sponsorships are big. They're bigger than the crest of the team. But, again, after, you just don't ever notice it. It's just the uniform at that point. So, yeah.
It will go away quickly. Although it is kind of baffling, though, that, European soccer clubs have allowed the sponsor to be the biggest, most recognizable thing on a jersey to the point where they change them, or when they change them, it dramatically changes the way the jerseys look. Or kits, I should say.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's the biggest real estate space on the whole thing is, Volkswagen or whoever's buying the space there.
Volkswagen?
Hey, don't they buy?
I don't know.
Aren't they big sponsors or something?
I'm sure they do.
I don't know. Hey, is Balogun going to go play for your favorite Tottenham Hotspur? Is that where he's headed?
I've heard that. So I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, he didn't win the World Cup. He's not going to win trophies there either.
I would say just you don't have to worry about ever hoisting anything there. They did win a trophy a couple years ago. Good for them. Yeah, they won the Europa League. Good for them.
That's good for him, though, right? If he goes there,
that's a premier spot. Yeah, you're the striker for Tottenham Hotspur. You're the striker for one of the top biggest clubs in the world. Yeah, that's a great spot for him.
But what would be their comparison? Like it'd
be like being the quarterback for
the Cowboys.
No, because the Cowboys at least have the history.
They do have history.
The Chargers.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Never really won anything, but are competitive. I'm trying to think the problem with that is the last 2 years Tottenham has been really bad. So I'm trying to think, but that's the comparison.
What's a Hotspur?
It's just a chicken. Comes from Shakespeare.
Oh, see, I haven't read much Shakespeare, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
We had to do the play in middle school, and after that,
You only read one?
I think we had to read a few, but we did. I forget. We did.
We did one every year from freshman on.
Oh.
I've read Romeo and Juliet. I've read Julius Caesar. I've read Macbeth, and I've read Hamlet.
Yeah, we had to do Macbeth. That was the play we did.
There you
go. Beowulf was my favorite.
That's
thing in school.
That's fun.
I liked Beowulf.
Yeah. Have you seen Hamlet, the one with Mel Gibson?
No, I have not.
You should watch it. It's a good movie.
I haven't seen the Odyssey yet. I haven't seen
the Odyssey yet either. I I was going to go, but it was the week that I got back from media days, and I was just like, I don't want to travel today. And I just have not. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I got nothing going on tomorrow.
Somebody says when players are being interviewed, they need to take lessons from NASCAR drivers, making sure they mention all the sponsors. Yeah. So you're
going to see like the visor. It's going to be like Ricky Bobby had. Some players got a visor that says Wonder Bread across the front or something.
I have not. That has not infiltrated college football yet, but I do feel like you're going to get a quarterback one day. Yeah, I just want to thank the team at Nike for believing in me.
There you go.
That is coming one day.
Volkswagen was the sponsor of Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga. So now you know.
Ole Miss should do a jersey and pants combo to make it look like they're wearing the Progressive apron. There's my AI right there. That's what I'm going to do.
That's what you need to do, yeah.
Make this football uniform look like the flow from Progressive.
There you go. Yeah, it's Fig Newtons. We're not going to talk about Fig Newtons again because we had that discussion a few weeks ago. People were like, "It's not a cookie" or something. I don't want to relitigate the Fig Newton discussion.
So he says they're not going to call the stadium Vaught Hemingway Progressive Stadium, are they? No. So as I understand it, it's only
a much bigger check.
Oh yeah.
So
it's only the logos on the field.
That's a good question. What is the amount of money? And I think it's different for different schools, right? Like, to change Tiger Stadium to a corporate thing would cost more than it would cost Vaught Hemingway. Mm-hmm. Because their fans would just react differently. But what's the number to turn Vaught Hemingway Stadium into,
C Spire Hemingway Stadium?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just at that point, it'd just be C Spire Stadium. It becomes Vaught Hemingway Field at C Spire Stadium.
But the field has been paid for by a significantly large donation.
Well, I don't know what you do then. You just be like, well, here's the thing, and this Vaught didn't pay anything. He's just got his name on the stadium because he was the greatest coach.
Maybe
I don't know if Hemingway. I don't know who Hemingway was, to be honest.
I think that's a paid thing,
but it's obviously was paid decades ago. I don't think they have a contract that's like it's lifetime naming rights.
You would hope that lifetime naming rights are never sold,
right? So it becomes we could sell it. Yeah. What's the number then? What's the number to turn Vaught Hemingway Stadium into, Milo's Sweet Tea Stadium?
I mean, I'm not I mean, it would be millions a year.
It's got to be 8 figures, right? I don't think you get into 9. You're not going to get $100 million, but you got to get like 25.
What does
$20 million a year? Yeah. What does the Superdome get from Mercedes-Benz? Tony Sachery's Tiger Stadium. Now, hold up. They might actually go with that. I would much rather it be Slap Your Mama Tiger Stadium, just because that's just hilarious to think about.
All right.
What does the Superdome get? What's the naming rights? The Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
All right. Well, so it's not Mercedes-Benz Superdome anymore. Remember, it's Caesars. But right. Mercedes-Benz, the contract with Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta is $12 million a year.
So it's going to be less.
So it'll be less than that.
So we're only talking about like $7 or $8 million.
7 to 8, I guess.
But you want to get a deal. It's like 4 or 5, maybe a 10-year deal. So you're getting $70 million out of it.
Yeah, Mercedes-Benz's deal with the stadium is worth $324 million.
I got to think I think fans would react better to that than than putting something on the uniform.
Probably.
Are you really just that locked in that it's Vaught Hemingway or Davis Wade Stadium?
And people will still call it, the Vaught anyway.
Yeah, they still call it that, yeah. Davis Wade's interesting because it's only, it became Davis Wade Stadium in the 2000s, and there was some money involved in that. But again, I can't imagine it was a lifetime guarantee. You know what? I say that, and Larry Templeton might have done that kind of deal. I wouldn't be totally surprised. It's named after named after a university professor and the longtime chairman of the University's Committee on Athletics.
I should know that.
I didn't know that, but my guess is then there is no contract that would prevent it then. They probably just did it to honor him.
Here's the problem with that, though. When you're honoring somebody, do you take away the honor that you've given to somebody?
They had the stadium for over
80
years. At some point, you could say, and you honor them another way. You put a plaque up. You put a big banner somewhere.
Something like that, yeah. A plaza, Hemingway
Jaden
Plaza.
Daniels Tiger Stadium to mend some fences. Now, see, Marty's thinking.
Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back in just a minute.
Hearing Sports Talk Mississippi. Super Talk. Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back in Sports Talk Mississippi. Really glad that you guys are with us on this Friday. We are inching closer and closer to the start of football season. There's a player, hey Dad, I want you to think on this for Ole Miss that we have not spent much time talking about this offseason that I think is somebody that maybe we need to start.
Okay.
And it's Caleb Odom. Actually,
we talked a little bit about him yesterday.
Yeah, I think that, especially after listening to his press conference, by the way, he did mention that they do 12 personnel. He and Luke has on the field at the same time type stuff, which is interesting. But
right,
that is a guy that in this offense, because John David Baker said that aside from quarterback, tight end is the position of most demand in his offense. They need to know the most, and they are so valuable. His physical tools are off the charts, and I'm curious to see what that offense looks like with two tight ends on the field at the same time, because obviously he's not what you think a tight end is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
He's longer. He's a little bit leaner, but, I mean, he's gotten up over 240 pounds now, I think. But that is a guy that could be a huge weapon on an offense that needs and uses the tight end quite well. But him and Hasby on the field at the same time is fascinating.
I mean, if you got the best running back in the country, some two tight end sets are not the worst idea in the world. You're going to run the football with that guy, so why not put an extra blocker out there for him if you can? I think that's a great idea. And then, as you mentioned, this offense, and we've been talking about it a lot, for both teams because they run such similar systems, is, the tight end. The tight end can be the biggest play guy on the field. I talk about it all the time that, you look at, the first couple years there with Kiffin when Levy was there, and then again, under Weiss. I mean, how many big catches did Kenny Yeboah have where he was just wide open? And then
all the time.
Then you go to Caden Priestcorn. You're just wide open because they find these mismatches, and they've got everybody so concerned with what's happening in the backfield, and they got some other receiver that they're concerned with, and the tight end just leaks out, and bam, he's just out there by himself. And Caleb Odom, he's a former highly, highly recruited guy, former wide receiver, so he knows about catching the ball and making plays after the catch. He's a great athlete. I mean, it's just not going to surprise me. Ole Miss having a good tight end running this kind of offense that they've run for the past now, 6 seasons, 7 seasons, is calm down. That's gone. That's over. It's over.
No, it's not. I'm keeping it alive.
Well, anyway, it's just not going to. If there's one thing we know about Ole Miss under Kiffin that I think will continue under Golding and under PG and JDB.
There you go.
I think that they're going to run the ball successfully. They're going to pass the ball efficiently, and they're going to have a tight end who makes big plays. And I don't see any reason why that would stop.
So that's a guy that I'm now keeping an eye on, and Caleb Odom, who's a guy that throughout the couple of weeks of training camp that has emerged as hey, we haven't talked about him, but maybe we should have, and he's emerging as these practices go on.
And we did talk about him the other day, kind of the same thing. It's Aiden Williams. Aiden Williams is the guy that, his name keeps popping up from people you talk to outside, inside the building. That, it's really clicking for him. He's having a great camp. we've heard this before with Aiden Williams, but I would be willing to tell you that just from a talent perspective, he's the most talented receiver on State's roster in terms of just having the skills and the measurables and everything that a receiver needs. But he's got to show up in these games. I mean, I won't be surprised week 1 if he's out there in the starting lineup. And, Camario is going to try to find him. I really do think this with Aiden Williams. If State could find a way to get him a couple of catches early in a game, it might affect the whole season for him. If you told me, like, in the first drive of the year, they're like, hey, we're going to throw a couple of quick passes to you, see what you can do after the catch, I think that could be like a huge turn on the light moment for him. So I'd like to see that happen because I think he's got a super, super high ceiling. This is it for him, too. This is the last year. It's win or go home at this point. So that's definitely the guy, though, I would say that, I don't know how much we've talked about him. We've talked a lot about Anthony Evans and some of the transfers that have come in, but we haven't really talked about Aiden Williams a whole ton, and maybe we should.
We went through the exercise, I think it was yesterday, kind of predicting who will be the leading catchers for Ole Miss. Alexander Cook, and we kind of went down the order. Who would that be? Just do 4. The
top 4 pass catchers this season.
This season, per se. If you had to guess who those guys would be.
Evans, Marquise Johnson. Who do I think? Aiden Williams. And then, whoever TE1 is, so Sam West or Riley Williams, one of the two. We're probably not talking more than 20, 25 catches, but that's probably it. Evans probably close to 80 catches. Marquise Johnson probably between 40 and 50. Aiden Williams or San Francisco McGee, whoever that receiver is, between 40 and 50, and then the next guy's probably sitting at 20, 25.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's just me thinking. I don't know for sure. Please ask Haydad who the best player on defense is besides Kelly Jones. It's got to be Isaac Smith, right?
Don't you want it to be Will Whitson, though? If you had to pick between...
if I had to pick, if I could just make my wish, him, Tyler Lockhart, one of the two. I think State's got some talent out there, but based off of what we've seen thus far, it's definitely Isaac Smith. Guy's been all SEC.
Somebody's asking if State is expected to have a field sponsor.
I'm sure they're working on it, but there hasn't been. That's a miss by us. We should have hit Zach Selman up for that on Tuesday, but it just didn't. I just didn't think.
You would have heard if a deal was imminent, I think.
Yeah, and if there wasn't, and we had asked him, there would have been a whole lot of we're trying to find the blah blah blah, trying to find the right fit, blah blah blah. So
the difficult part about that is you don't want to sign a deal for cheap just to get some money.
You don't want to do what the Big 12 did.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. No, you don't want to do that.
Had you forgotten about that? Have you seen? I saw the first, somebody's basketball court put the logo down.
That's horrible.
Oh, my gosh, this is unbelievable.
At the price point, anyway. And,
yeah.
The guy that thinks that I hate Mississippi State because of my tone is really going to hate what I'm about to say. Right now, you're not selling at a high point when it comes to exposure that buying the field would get you.
Mm-hmm.
The data shows you that the State games last season and the season before were not watched by that many people.
Mm-hmm.
And you become a much more attractive product for a sponsor that's slapping a logo on your field when you have a good year and then you get better time slots and more people start watching your games.
Yeah.
It may not be that simple, but sponsors, when they buy things, like to know that people see the thing that they bought. And so right now it's not where you would want it to be from a value perspective, and maybe State is making the right decision by not locking themselves into a multi-year contract when they think that this season, next season, it'll be more valuable. I don't know.
That's an interesting way to look at it, but you could very well be right.
Will says, I think it's that simple. But it could be. There's nuances to this conversation because in the state of Mississippi, you don't have, not necessarily anyway, something like Tyson, where Tyson probably bought Arkansas's stuff for a lot more than it was actually worth because there's the emotional investment, and you're not making anybody mad in the state by doing that. If C Spire were to step into only buy Ole Miss's field, there will be state fans that will never patronize C Spire again.
You're correct, yeah.
A Mississippi company doing that? No way. Progressive can come buy Ole Miss's field because it's a national company. C Spire's a national company, but their roots are right here in the state.
Right.
So it's a little bit more complex here because even if you're a business owner that is a state grad and you love Mississippi State, as Republicans buy sneakers too,
Yeah.
So that it makes this process a little bit more difficult in the state of Mississippi. The state of South Carolina runs into that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Alabama.
Alabama runs into that.
In Louisiana, if you're a Louisiana business owner, you can do whatever you want with LSU. It is. Yeah, the other schools there, despite they have great fans, but they are not going to hurt your business.
Yeah. And LSU got some foreign oil company to buy theirs. I wonder what strings are attached to that deal. I'm sure nothing. 601-879-4395, the C Spire text line. No high school this week? No, we will start next week, next Friday. High school football begins, and hey, that's going to do Food Friday without me sometimes, and that's just devastating.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking is what that is.
Yeah, there's a few games next week, a lot of jamborees next week. The real season begins looks like on the 28th.
But for MAIS.
Oh, yeah.
It's next Friday. Mm-hmm. Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll wrap the week up with you next.
This is Sports Talk Mississippi.
Boom! Are you ready for some football?
On Super Talk Mississippi.
All right now. Won't you listen?
With you on Sports Talk Mississippi, I'm Brian Haddad. He's Michael Borky. Don't forget, next Tuesday, the two of us will be live at the library in Oxford, our final stop on the Not Fall Camp Tour, previewing the Ole Miss Rebels. We had a great stop in Hattiesburg. We had a great stop in Starkville. Expect the same in Oxford. And then Thursday, Sports Talk Mississippi will be live in Perkinston on the campus of Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College for Meet the Bulldogs Day. We're down there every year. Get to talk to some great people down there, including the president of the university, who I need to speak with. I got to speak with her. My youngest daughter would like to attend her institution, and so I'm going to try to set up a visit, a tour, so we can come down there and see what all's up.
And since I am not related in any way, I will apply the pressure of, and she should get a scholarship as well.
Yes, I agree with that. You should. Well, I'll be happy to apply that pressure.
Okay, I didn't know if you didn't want to sour any relationships. I'll be the
save
jerk.
a buck. Let's do it. So, also next Thursday, go ahead and mark your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. A segment you will not want to miss.
Oh, is that Thursday?
Thursday. My official 2026/27 Premier League preview.
The audience distribution is going to be in thirds. 33% will be like, heck yeah, hey, that, I loved it.
Yes.
33% are going to be the people that, they just enjoy listening to it. And then there's going to be
actively hate it.
Oh.
The season begins, but this time next week, a week from today, somebody will have put points on the table. I like what they're doing in the first game. I don't think they've done it before, but it's the winner of the Premier League, Arsenal, taking on the winner of the championship, the team that's been promoted, Coventry City. And Coventry City, managed by Frank Lampard, Chelsea's all-time greatest player. So he hates Arsenal. So that's a cool way to start the season. Chelsea plays on Saturday. They play Saturday against, Rhino is a Fulham fan, and so Chelsea and Fulham is the first game of the year for my guys. Chelsea and Fulham. Imagine if Davis Wade Stadium and Vaught Hemingway Stadium were like 10 minutes away from each other. A 10-minute walk.
That's crazy.
That's how close those two stadiums are.
How do you pick then? Is there like a town boundary or something?
I think it's just how you grow up, man. Like, who was your dad a fan of? You just go from there.
Jeez.
So,
I set a reminder on my phone today for the Chick-fil-A Chicken and Waffles debut. It is a sandwich. If you guys have not seen this, it is a chicken sandwich with bacon, and the buns are waffles with little like maple syrup inside of the baked into the waffles.
It's kind of like what McDonald's does with the McGriddle. It's like syrup chips. And
what chips?
Syrup. And I saw this, and as always, God gives his toughest battles to his strongest warriors. And so once again, someone is trying to enable me. And this time it's Chick-fil-A, who I thought, I had a good relationship with. Chick-fil-A's always been a place I've gone to because you can eat healthy there, right? Chick-fil-A, you can get 30 grilled nuggets. It's like 550 calories, 80 grams of protein. Like, great deal.
Any time of day, too. So they'll have like a breakfast version with like biscuit version, and then they'll have the big sandwich version.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of a Chick-fil-A, the Chick-fil-A protein bar?
No.
Is literally people go into the drive-thru and order a Chick-fil-A sandwich with no bun. It's a Chick-fil-A protein bar. It's like 350 calories and however much protein's in a chicken breast. That's a great idea. So I started doing. So what I do now is I get a grilled chicken club sandwich, and then I get a second one with no bun, and then I make a double stack, so I can get 2 grilled chicken fillets, but I'd only have the one bun. The bun is what gets you on the calories.
Every time.
So.
Yeah, but 10 days from now, 10 days, I set a reminder on my phone to go. And I will go, I'm going to get the lunch version. I will go arrive right at 10:30 because the line is never big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've already planned this out.
Have you seen this, by the way? Oreo. Chicken and waffle Oreo. They're having it's like a savory Oreo. What do you think? They're also doing banana pudding.
Okay, I'm down for that.
All right. I'm not a big banana pudding guy.
I don't know about a
chicken and a savory. I don't know how it's going to work.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I would love a pancakes and maple syrup.
What?
Maple syrup. Oreo. It just had a maple flavor to it. That'd probably be delicious.
Probably.
The chicken, is the filling chickeny? That doesn't work.
Yeah, see, I don't know.
So we'll see.
You guys have a great weekend. We always appreciate you making our show a part of your day. There will be practices and stuff over the weekend to talk about on Monday. Also, the Saints have...
State first scrimmage is Sunday night. We're talking to Lebby, so we should have some interesting stuff to talk about here.
And you will hear from Jeff Lebby on Monday after that for sure. We'll see you guys then, Monday, 3 o'clock. Have a safe and great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.
SuperTalk Mississippi Media Production.